Student Involvement invites you to an evening with Albert Manero, founder and executive director of Limitless Solutions. The lecture is part of Student Involvement's Distinguished Speaker Series that takes place at 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, October 4th in the UTRGV Performing Arts Center on the Edinburgh campus. For more information, contact the Office of Student Involvement at 956-665-2660.
Thank you for joining us this week. I'm Ileana Luna. UTRGV-TV starts now. A virus has been discovered here in the valley. Our reporter Eric Guerra tells us how you can protect yourself and your home.
A bite from a black and white mosquito can cause more than a simple itch. Although the virus is not originally from the valley, travelers can still take procedures.
Zika virus comes from a family called a flavivirus. It has different family members that are more lethal than it. But it's a virus and it's transmitted by the Aedes mosquito, which is a mosquito that bites you during the day. It breeds in standing water. Most of the mosquitoes, when people know, don't go down during the evening because mosquitoes are most active. This particular mosquito that transmits this particular virus is active during the day.
Collecting over time helps people save water, yet it also increases the chance of mosquito procreation.
So a lot of the preventative would be around your house. If you have standing water, like in flower pots, if you collect water for some reason, or even if you have jars, jugs out there, or any toys, go ahead and clean them. Dump out the water. But the mosquitoes are known to lay their eggs inside of these containers with water. And sometimes we'll just dump out the water and think that takes care of it. What we actually have to do is kind of like rinse it out and wipe it to make sure that we get the eggs out of there that we might not be able to see.
One way to protect yourself is by wearing long sleeves, spraying on bug spray, and staying away from standing water.
What we recommend to people is, one, try not to travel to areas that are infected with this particular virus. So if you don't have to go to Florida, if you don't have to go to Brazil, if you don't have to go to Puerto Rico, don't go.
Using the correct type of insect repellent will lower your risk of getting bitten by a mosquito that can be infected.
Using bug spray with DEET or with any other type of, I want to say there's one with the essential oil for lemon extract would work.
A simple bite is not just a way to catch Zika. Another factor can be by having sexual intercourse.
The virus is also transmitted sexually. So we always tell students, no matter what, always use a condom.
Zika is just one of the few viruses that mosquitoes can carry, so remember to always be protected. In the Rio Grande Valley, Eric Guerra, UTRGV-TV.
HIV was first identified in the early 80s and since then has become a global epidemic. UTRGV is doing their part by helping students become aware of their free services to students.
We also encourage people in the community to get tested. We have our staff go out in the community to health fairs, but because we have these grants, they're very accessible and they're free for them.
Vaqueros are invited to come in and everything is confidential. For more information, you can visit the Mesquite Room in the Edinburgh campus from 12 to 4 p.m. and Thursdays at the clinic from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Over 600 people came together for a night of hope. Our reporter Karen Gonzalez takes us to the event.
Sometimes all that's needed is hope to bring a community together.
Barons Ball is an annual fundraiser the American Cancer Society holds in order to raise funds for individuals and families that are affected by cancers.
Over 600 people attended the event that took place at Las Palmas Race Park in Mission, where there was live music, an auction, food, and fun.
It's really an effort with the whole entire community with the American Cancer Society. And so every year we honor somebody that has either had cancer and survived, or a family that has lost a loved one. And this year we were able to honor Veronica Bishop.
I had to undergo drastic measures to rid myself of this cancer. 16 chemo treatments, modified mastectomy, complete lymph node removal, and 30 radiation treatments at MD Anderson. That's the day life changes. And let's slay the dragon. Viva la cure!
For UTRGV-TV in Mission, Karen Gonzalez.
A famous exhibit was held Thursday, September 29th, where students of all ages could learn about Sue the dinosaur. A T-Rex dinosaur named Sue was founded and named after Susan Hendrickson when finding her fossils during a summer trip.
The Sue exhibit is an exhibit of a dinosaur named Sue. Now, Sue, she's Tyrannosaurus rex, and she's also a very, very old dinosaur.
Sue stands at 13 feet tall and measures 42 feet long. This exhibit held fun facts and had 2 replica models of the Tyrannosaurus rex, while students of all ages gathered to see the fearless dinosaur. Reporting for UTRGV-TV in Edinburgh, Ileana Luna. UTRGV athletic games have started, and Vaqueros now have the opportunity to earn prizes and cheer for their favorite athletes with the VFan Awards app. Earning points and winning prizes is simple. All you have to do is download the free mobile app and earn points by attending games and use your points to win Vaquero gear.
The purpose is to kind of drive fan engagement to our games and to build brand loyalty as well. So, you know, people get incentivized for coming to our games through the app. And as well as interacting with us online.
Collecting VFan points can win you prizes ranging from UTRGV keychains to custom UTRGV baseball and basketball jerseys. The app also includes a schedule which lets you know when the next Vaquero home game is for all sports and the amount of points you could accumulate by attending. Start collecting your points and support your UTRGV Vaqueros with the VFan Rewards app. With presidential elections around the corner, students were able to stop by the union and register to vote.
It's important for them to exercise their constitutional right to vote and for them to use their vote as their voice.
Last day to register is on October 11th, and voting polls will be open to students at the union. The race to the White House continues, and we had some interesting political issues to ask UTRGV students. Our reporter Daniela Rodriguez fills us in.
I went out to ask some UTRGV students what they thought about some political issues. Here's what they had to say. How would you prevent homegrown terrorist attacks?
Homegrown terrorist attacks? Honestly, at this point, that can't be controlled anymore. Because we have this really cool thing called the internet. It shows a whole lot of things. People want to experiment.
How would you approach cyber attacks?
Well, the thing about cyber attacks is that obviously, I think it was also covered last night in the debate, it's either sometimes a state actor or sometimes it's just some random individual. In terms of state actors, what we have to do is we have to clearly communicate that these actions are not acceptable. And I think the Chinese were stepping up their cyber attacks, and I actually think Obama was able to negotiate with the Chinese, and those attacks have gone down. But we need to shore up our cybersecurity defenses. Everyone gets all caught up in the big planes and the aircraft carriers and these multi-billion-dollar jets, when in reality, the next war probably isn't going to be fought in the physical realm. It's going to be fought in the digital realm. And so it's important that we outline the policy of the United States will not tolerate cyber attacks against our citizens, against our corporations.
What would you do if you were Commander-in-Chief of the United States for a day?
I'd find out if there were really aliens.
There you have it. Those are the thoughts of the students on these political issues.
Here's Daniel Gavan with the latest in sports.
How's it going, guys? I'm Daniel Gavan, and thank you for tuning in. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys, I just got shipped in by UPS. I'm Daniel Gavan. This is a new UTRGV Sportscast. I'm super excited. Hold on one second. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. I was just finishing on a deal on my new app called Woof Woof. It's like Tinder, but for dogs. Like dogs with dogs, not like dogs with... Never mind. It's Wednesday, okay? And I'm like super duper excited because both Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are like newly single, and I'm willing to date either of them, seriously. It was a great week for UTRGV athletics, okay? That's more important. So let's get started first with volleyball. The volleyball team finally started their home schedule, and they won all 3 games against A&M, Prairie View A&M, and their first 2 WAC opponents, Utah Valley and Seattle U. First thing I absolutely need to show you is this second to last point in UTRGV's win over Seattle U. If you need facial reconstruction surgery, you can either A, go to a doctor, or B, play volleyball against Bojana Mitrovic. And here it is. What an insane kill by Mitrovic. That's exactly why I call her UTRGV's JJ Watt. But honestly, people should call Watt the Houston Texans' Bojana Mitrovic. So, The two WAC games saw plenty of offense from UTRGV, and here's a look at the players that had the most kills in those two games. You have Bojana Mitrovic pieced together 41 kills in just 2 games, and because of that success, actually, she was named to be the WAC Player of the Week for the second time in her UTRGV career. Spoiler alert, that's like there's going to be way more of those awards for her. And then there was Ragni Steen Knudsen. Pretty sure that's how her name is pronounced. With 27 kills, she's Norway's notorious RSK, and she has been such a great addition to this year's team as a sophomore. And lastly, there's senior Alicia Watson. Okay, she's been a leader for the team. She had 24 kills, and anytime she starts or gets subbed in, she is so consistent with those momentum-creating kills, and she's more consistent than like when Aunt Carrie posts about her baby every single day. Aunt Carrie, no one cares about your baby. Your baby hasn't done anything. My favorite moment from the entire weekend had to be from Barbara Dias-Krug. And if you don't know who Barbara is, she was on my sportscast a couple of weeks ago. Great interview. And she also rides wild ostriches for sport. But look at what she does at the halftime of the Utah Valley game. Now, at halftime, the two teams are supposed to go to the locker room right here. But Barbara decides to rebel. And first, she takes a trip to say what's up to me and the commentators, and then she goes the wrong way. Now, like all great visionaries, okay, Barbara learned from her adversity. And if you look forward to the Seattle U game on Saturday, here she is running the right way back to the locker room. Props to Barbara. Be on the lookout for Barbara. You never know where she's going to run. She could run. That was her. Okay, Lastly, here are some highlights from Alex Ecker. She had 20 kills in the 3 home games, and I'm showing you some clips of her because, one, she's awesome, but I also wanted to recommend a fantastic video by my favorite New Yorker, Michael Aguilar. You can find it on the Go UTRGV page, and it takes you through a day in the life of Alex Ecker. It's a really fun video. She makes protein pancakes. Moving on to women's soccer. The team won 2 games, and I want to first... Hold on. Look at what just happened. Mark... just ran into the tripod. Mark, get in there. Way to go. Mark ran into the tripod. That's phenomenal. On the road against Hampton, UTRGV won 11-0. They scored a goal every 8 minutes. You know what I do every 8 minutes? I check my phone to see if anyone has texted me, and no one has. All right. They scored also. They allowed Hampton to score literally as many points as the Texans put up against the Patriots. I'm super sad. Hashtag I miss you, Matt Schaub. But back to the game. Sara Boni scored 5 goals, and she had 2 assists in that game. 5 goals. Just a historic day from her, and that historic outing won her the NSCAA College Player of the Week honors. What is the NSCAA? I have no idea. It sounds really, really important, though. Bonnie also shared WAC Player of the Week honors with senior defender Evelyn Powell. That makes 3 UTRGV players that had such honors, and Powell played a big role in UTRGV's 3-1 win over South Carolina State. Now, the men's soccer team did drop 2 tough games in overtime. First 4-3 to Fort Wayne, and then 1-0 against Our Lady of the Lake, but they play in Edinburgh this Friday at 7 against UMKC, starting WAC conference play. And lastly, with UTRGV, I want to end on men's golf. The golf team competed at the Roadrunner Invitational, and they finished 2nd place thanks to a 3rd round from Ali Kazanbeek, who finished 100 par for a day. And here's a picture of Ollie's new album. If you're putting, now it's too late. And I wanted to end on one thing, something a bit more serious. I wanted to talk about Jose Fernandez, the 24-year-old pitcher for the Miami Marlins who died this past weekend in a boating accident, okay? There aren't really like proper words that can accurately depict the shocking and tragic nature of what happened. But it was without a doubt an awful, awful day. Now, if you're not a fan of Major League Baseball, Jose Fernandez is one of the bright stars of the game. I would say he was probably the 2nd best pitcher on the entire planet behind Clayton Kershaw as a 24-year-old. And as a Cuban, he fled his country multiple times. It's kind of hard to explain what that would mean to see a rising star like that for Cubans around the world, to see someone like that fly high in the sport. But independent of his baseball skill set, I think what made Fernandez stand out was just the sheer joy he had when he played. He played baseball with so much passion, had so much fun, and you can just see it in these amazing pictures. You know, here he is celebrating a home run that Giancarlo Stanton blasted, and here he is giddy as ever in the midst of a brawl that he created after he himself hit a home run. It was just pure joy he displayed day in and day out. It's a reminder kind of how special sports can be, but more than that, kind of how a person should live. You know, life can be hard like a lot of the time, and certainly it's too short. But what makes life special, I think, what makes it so valuable and precious are these small moments of pure absolute joy we have with our friends and our family. And these moments of joy that we can capture in a picture, we can't capture them forever, but those moments to me make life beautiful. And so thank you, Jose, for pursuing your American dream, for exemplifying what joy is and reminding us to smile and enjoy life. So thank you, Jose Fernandez, and may you rest in peace. That does it for me. Reporting for UTRGV-TV, I'm Daniel Galvan.
That's all we have for you today. But remember, if you have a story you would like for us to know, you can email us at utrgvtv@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Until next time.